Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for today, Wednesday, December 5th, 2018.
Commissioner Garcia, Cabello, James, and Jacinto are present. President James, we do have a quorum. May we start with bureau introductions, please, starting with Bureau of Street Services.
One moment. We need to have our sound system work.
Last week, 28. And I had a big major. We were together at the.
There you go. My apologies. We had a presentation here in this room yesterday, so someone must have turned off the mics.
O'Donnell, they were very nervous.
Restart with the introduction, please. Thanks.
We need you over there.
Good morning, Robert Gutierrez with the Bureau of Street Services.
Good morning, Vince Nguyen with the Bureau of Street Lighting.
Good morning, Daniel McKay, Bureau of Sanitation.
Good morning, Seffi Wiles, Bureau of Contract Administration.
Reza Bagherzadeh, Bureau of Engineering.
Good morning, Ted Jordan, Public Works General Counsel.
Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. President James, we did receive a speaker card today under general public comment. We have no commentary under the Neighborhood Council comment section, and we do not have any speaker cards on any of the items for today's regular agenda.
All right, we'll close the Neighborhood Council category of commentary. And we'll start with agenda item number 1. Bids to be opened for the Public Works project for the Wilshire Area System Sewer Rehabilitation Project. The estimate $4,432,550. Dr. Campos, go ahead. Welcome, Ms. Carter.
Thank you, Mr. President. Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. We did receive 6 bids today for today's proposed project, which is the Wilshire Area System Sewer Rehabilitation in Council District 10. Again, the city has estimated this project to be at $4,432,550 even. The first bid is from Colich & Sons LP for a total bid amount of $7,126,033 even. That's 7126033 from Colich & Sons LP. The next bid is from Steve Bubalo Construction Company for a total bid amount of $8,934,720 even. That's 8934720 from Steve Bubalo Construction Company. The third bid is from Spinello Infrastructure West Incorporated for a total bid amount of $6,102,915 even. That's 6102915 from Spinello Infrastructure West Incorporated. For the record, line item number 23 has been lined out by the contractor and the line has been initialed. The fourth bid is from Malad and Buntich Construction Company Incorporated for a total bid amount of $6,944,862 even. That's 6944862 from Malad and Buntich Construction Company Incorporated. The next bid is from Mike Perlich & Sons Incorporated for a total bid amount of $7,938,812 even. That's 7938812 from Mike Perlich & Sons Incorporated. For the record, line item number 8 and also the total bid amount has been lined out by the contractor and both lines has been initialed. The sixth and final bid received for this project is from MNR Construction Incorporated for a total bid amount of $5,343,641 even. That's 5343641 from MNR Construction Incorporated. Mr. President, that concludes the bid openings for today's agenda.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Campos. Is there a second to my motion that we order that the bids have been received, opened, and declared forthwith? Commissioner Cabello has seconded the motion. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 1 accordingly. Agenda item number 2, budget increase in change order number 6, bridge preventative maintenance for Tampa Avenue, Peterson Avenue, and Vermont Avenue project, recommending that the board authorize $5,000 in additional contingency and approve a revised construction budget of $159,879 for the project, and authorize, you know what, before we do this, we've got a presentation for a Hyperion Water Reclamation Plant Digester Gas Utilization Project, the Envision Platinum Award. Mr. Cirillo? Thought I would see if I surprised you there by calling an item
you caught me off guard there.
and then switching channels real quick.
Yeah.
No, congratulations. And I see Mr. Kopp here as well.
Yeah, I'd like to actually invite the whole team up if I could.
Okay, sure.
Come on up, guys.
You guys are going to have to build additional trophy cases in your offices for this project.
You can tell we're really proud of this one because we're very passionate about this, and so I had the whole team show up here that contributed to this project and some of the other Envision projects we have. So let me get the award. That would probably be good.
Good morning. Thank you.
Starting to get confusing as to which award to switch on this project.
Translators, can you hear me? Okay, great. Perfect. Today is Wednesday, December 5th, 2018. My name is Heather Bleemers, and I am the Acting Deputy Advisory Agency for this hearing. Am I speaking too fast?
So good morning. My name is Mike Cirillo. I'm with the Bureau of Engineering, and I'm really ecstatic to be here and celebrate this accomplishment. We won a Platinum Award for the Digester Gas Utilization Project, an Envision Platinum Award. So let me tell you a little bit about what Envision is. So in 2016, we decided to embrace Envision, which is a rating system for sustainable infrastructure. So when you think of sustainability, you know, we have a LEED, which most people have heard about, which is a sustainable rating system for buildings. What we didn't have until recently was a sustainable way to rate infrastructure systems. So in 2016, the Bureau of Engineering decided that this would be the system that we would use to rate our infrastructure efforts. And Envision is more than just sustainability. It really looks at multiple categories, and I want to tell you a little bit about what Envision is. It's a point system that has 5 categories. The first category is quality of life, then we have leadership, then resource allocation, then natural world, and then climate and risk. So for quality of life, you know, you're talking about improving the quality of life for the community in terms of minimizing such things as light pollution, noise and vibration, and improving health and safety. For leadership, you're collaborating with the community to making sure that they're getting input into your designs and you're being a good steward of the environment. For resource allocation, it's pretty self-explanatory, but it's renewable energy, conserving water, recycling. For natural world, it's really about where you site your project. Are you avoiding hazards or avoiding hillsides and things of that nature? And then climate and risk really talks about reducing greenhouse gas and assessing climate threats with respect to your project. So that's how Envision is structured. And we really use Envision to help us decide what is the right project. So instead of asking ourselves, are we doing the right we are asking ourselves, is Envision helping us select the right alternative to do the right project? And as you can imagine, Envision aligns very well with the Mayor's Sustainability and Resiliency Plan, so it helps us achieve our goals. So we took this mission very seriously, and we, in 2016, we went and certified a lot of the staff here. A lot of our staff is Envision certified, which means you go onto the website, you watch some training videos, and you actually take an exam, and you become an ENV specialist. And once you get that, you get that certification for a year, and you need to renew it every year. So several of the folks here you see behind me all have their ENV specialists, including me. And it takes really that kind of mindset. My thought is you want that culture shift to where everybody's thinking sustainability and resiliency from the get-go. It's not something extra you have to do. It's something you incorporate in your day-to-day activities as you design and construct projects. So I want to talk about DGUP now because that's why we're here. So
mixed-use project with hotel, student housing,
I've been corrected before because oftentimes I'll say DGUP won an Envision
includes the removal
award.
of 8
Well, really, we
buildings from the
earned an
Flower Drive
Envision award.
Historic District.
The Envision process is very extensive.
The tract map
It's not a
itself
one-page
meets all the
application.
legal and
You just go on their
technical
website and you
requirements
enter
of the
some
MAP Act
project data
and
and
the
submit
general
it, and all of a
plan.
sudden you get an award. Some
City
organizations, that's what
policies
happens, and
incentivize
that's how
higher
easy it is
density
to
near
get an award.
transit, specifically.
Not with Envision.
Also
Envision
incentivize student
is
housing and
very
affordable
extensive
housing
with
at
respect to the
site.
documentation you have
We've
to submit
received conditions
to the
from
certifying
Engineering,
agency for them to
Department of
verify your
Building and
project.
Safety, Department of
Literally, we've spent
Transportation,
hundreds of
Fire,
hours and probably 4 to 6 months
LAUSD,
putting this
Recreation and
package
Parks,
together.
Department
The
of Water
package
and
of
Power,
paperwork
Street
that was put
Lighting,
together for the DGUP
Sanitation,
Envision Award is
and all
probably
of
about
these
this
comments
thick.
have been
So
incorporated
I just
into
wanted
the
to
staff
kind of
report and
let
as
you know that
conditions
this is
of
not an
approval
easy
for
award
the
to
tract
achieve.
map.
There's a lot of back and
also
forth
received
with
a
the
number of public
verifying
comments
agency.
on the
They question
project.
your reasoning and
None
your
of the
logic,
public
and you
comments
really
are
got to work
specific
hard
about
to
the tract
substantiate
map
your award.
itself, but they rather
So we were able
focus
to do
on the
that,
merits
and
of
some of the things that
project and
Envision
its
did, besides
environmental
providing
impacts.
a renewable resource
In
and
general,
providing power for
public
Hyperion,
comments on the project
was to bolster
in
LA's
support,
resiliency because now the plant
note
can
about the
operate
net
with its own
gain of
power
affordable
source.
housing for the area
We had
and
a
that the
PLA as
development
part of
is
this
a
project, so
benefit to the
we improved
community.
jobs in the community
Most of the
by
comments
hiring
in
local skills.
opposition of the project
And we used a lot of recyclable
talked about
materials on this
sincere
project. In
concerns
fact,
from on-site
the end of
longtime
life
residents about
recyclability on this
displacement,
project is 65%,
resulting
meaning
in severe
65% of
financial
what
and
we put in
emotional
can be
hardships
recycled
for
at
the
the end when it's
residents.
deconstructed
There's
finally.
also
So
concerns about
we're
the
very
removal
passionate
of the
about
historic
Envision and
resources on
sustainability,
site
and
and
I'm really
strong
proud
support
of
for a
staff.
preservation
Really,
alternative
everybody
which
behind me
maintains the historic structures.
has worked on Envision to some degree.
In response to
has
these
worked on other
comments,
projects or
in
this
no way do you want
project.
to diminish
And
these very
I want
real
to thank Ibrahim
concerns.
especially. Ibrahim
Both
Hafiz here
affordability
is
and preservation
he
are
kind of
very
led the
important goals
charge.
for the city and
I
community,
gave him some
but we
resources
also
and I
do
said,
not want to
Ibrahim,
diminish
this is
the
what I
fact
want
that
done.
this is a
Here's
large
your team. Go
opportunity
get it
site
done.
to
And we
bring
met on a
a
regular
net
basis,
gain
and he
of
really took
affordable
charge. I
housing
want to thank him
units
personally
for
for
people in
his
the city
efforts.
that also
He did a
need
great
affordable
job, and
housing.
we wouldn't have this award without
It's
him.
also a sustainable transit-oriented
So
development.
I also want to thank
train
Sanitation
stops,
for letting
regional
us,
cultural and
our
educational
partners in this,
institutions,
which we have some representatives from
and
Sanitation
supports
here.
city goals
I want to
for
thank them
student
for
housing
being
near
partners in
USC,
this.
hotel
It
access
takes a
to
team
downtown
to
LA
really
and
deliver a
Exposition
project of
Park,
this magnitude.
and a net gain of
And
affordable
by them
housing.
allowing us to administer the project and
So
collect
trying
the
to balance all these
documentation,
goals
support us
is
through this whole
difficult,
process,
but
it's just
ultimately
been an
the city
awesome
supports and
teamwork effort.
recommends
So,
Mr.
redevelopment
DeFetta
of the
wasn't
site.
available today.
pardon me?
Mr. DeFetta
and
from
supports
Sanitation
and
wasn't
recommends
available.
approval of the tract
Apparently
map
not.
and certification of the
All
environmental
right.
impact report.
Yeah. So
also have a number of
really, that's about it. I just
clarifications
want to
and
thank the
changes
board
want
for
to
allowing
read
us to
into
come
the
here and
record.
celebrate this
So the
this
RADA
award. And
published
we
in
intend
November
on
2018
continuing this effort
clarified
on
that the
future
max
projects.
building
And
height is 83
that's it. I'll
feet,
be happy to take
and
any
max
questions.
Thank you.
height of the garage
Mike,
is
and
90 feet.
congratulations really to
Also,
everyone. Please pass it on to
clarify
Tim
for the
as
haul
well
route
at
condition,
Sanitation. And
28J,
really to all of
that it
you,
should state
those of you
78
that we've seen
loaded
more
truck
regularly than
trips.
others. Mr. Kopp, I don't know how many reports you
Condition,
made on this project over the
There
years.
was an LAUSD letter
but
submitted to the file.
you will remember, as Commissioner
and we've added
Davis and I will
required
remember,
noticing of LAUSD
the
during construction
hours-long
activities
public hearing that
as
we
part
had
of project
here
design feature
to award the
J1.
project. It
However,
was not
we do need to
a
correct that
project
the
that was
haul route
awarded
hours
without
stay the
significant,
same, per city
substantive,
standards at 9 a.m. to
and
4
credible
p.m.
challenge, frankly,
That's all the
from a
recommended
number
changes
of
that
the
this
other
took.
proposers. So for a project of this magnitude
invite
to have
the,
had that level
representative
of
up, please.
interest, and the choices that we had were significant, and I think likely led to, well, undoubtedly led to the success that you all are experiencing and the recognition that this project is receiving
here on behalf of the applicant,
around the
Group,
country
to
and
present
indeed,
this
I think,
project.
internationally. So
With me today are
congratulations
Scott Gale and others
to all of you
representing
and
Ventus.
everyone involved.
After I
and,
make a few
and keep it up.
introductory
It's something
comments,
that's
our
going to
project
be
architect, Chris
on the
Broomfield, will
sustainability
present the
radar
design to the
for a
advisory
long time.
agency. Then my colleague,
we'll start
Todd
with
Nelson, will
Commissioner
summarize
Davis.
the entitlements.
I want to commend
We also
you
have the
for
technical
the award
team
that
here,
we have received
including
in every
Brian
way.
Powers, our
This is a
civil
project
engineer from
demonstrating
GTFS.
excellence and reflecting some of the
The
values of our
project site
leadership
is
in
over
the
4
city
acres.
and
It's
the mayor's
located
back
at
to
the
basic
southeast corner of
principles. You talk
Figueroa
about
and
sustainability,
39th Street.
but also
It's only a
what
quarter mile
you
to
did not
the
mention
USC
that I have
campus.
observed
And
is
it's
that
across
we've
the
also
street
been
from
able to
Exposition Park,
include
near the museums and
inclusion,
Coliseum, including the California
based upon
Science Center
diversity of those
and the
involved in the
long-awaited
project. I see that we have
Lucas Museum,
people
which
that
is under
represent every
construction.
community of
also
the city
directly
of Los
across the
Angeles
street from
involved in
the
this. And so
LA
often
Football
we don't
Club
realize
soccer
that while
stadium.
we're achieving our goals. And so
I
I
would say
want
that its
to
location
additionally compliment
is
you
very,
on an
very
area that
important
perhaps might not
for,
be a part of the criteria at the
supporting
award, but
Exposition
from
Park
the Board
and
of Public
USC,
Works, I want to
including
give you an
student housing
additional
and hotel.
award
Sites close to
for
transit,
achieving
the
the
Expo
values
line,
that
as
we
well
hold
as
very
multiple
dear
bus
that
lines,
also are
and
in the back
offers
to
nearby
basic
freeway
principles in
access.
terms of creating
The
work in
project
Los
will
Angeles, as
include
the mayor says, for all of
222
Los Angeles.
new
So
student
you
housing
have
units
really done
in
double
close
duty
proximity
in
to
what you have
USC,
been able to achieve,
which will
and
allow easy
particularly
biking,
because you've achieved it
walking,
in
and
the area of
transit to
environmental
campus along the
knowledge and
Figueroa
skills,
corridor.
which oftentimes is something in
The
and of
project also
itself
provides a total
where
of
we have a
298
gap in
hotel
terms
rooms,
of minority
with both
inclusion
a short-term
and
and
gender
extended
inclusion.
stay hotel.
So you are to be
Again,
commended,
this is in close
and
proximity
we
to
love to
Exposition
have
Park
these
and
kind of
USC.
projects coming before
The
us.
city is in
And I
great
think when
need of
people think
lodging,
of California in
particularly
general,
with
and
the
when they think of
coming
Los Angeles and
Olympics.
Southern California in particular,
The new
they
mixed-use
think of
income housing,
environmental
186
leadership. And so
housing
you
units,
reflect
of
that,
which
and
82
again, we're so proud
are
of you, and
affordable
congratulations.
units at low-income levels
Thank you,
to
Commissioner
meet the
Davis.
diverse
Commissioner
housing
Jacinto.
needs
Thank you,
of
President
the
James
Southeast
and
Los
Mr.
Angeles
Cerullo
community.
and Team Envision.
On this, I would like to
It's
note
great
that
to see you guys here.
it
I'm ecstatic
isn't
as well, too,
20% of
in
just
the
the
last 3
market
years,
rate
I've learned a lot about
units.
UGUP, and
It's
Mr. Cobb gave
20% of all
your
of the units,
briefings
including
and a lot of the
what would be
challenges with a
included
big
for the
project.
student housing.
And so my
So
comments really
it's
relate to
about
how
40%
this
of
award
the mixed
is
income
about also the Bureau of
housing is
Engineering's,
low income.
mission.
Approximately
and purpose, right? And that's
96,000
so
square
important to
feet of commercial
contextualize what we're
uses
doing.
in hotel
And-
meeting
and
rooms, neighborhood serving retail,
gonna quote
and restaurant
the
uses,
mission of
and
the
including
Bureau
new
to serve
office
all
space.
Angelinos by
It
delivering
provides
innovative,
1,017
sustainable,
code-required parking
high-quality
spaces
services and
in a
projects.
structure that
Well,
serves
that's
as a
exactly what
buffer
we've done
to the
with
adjacent
UCUP.
freeway.
And I want to say,
I would like to
I'm
now
really happy
introduce
to
our
see
project architect,
Bureau
Bruce
representatives
Greenfield
from
of
the Bureau of
Architects
Sanitation,
Orange,
because it's
to
the partnership
present
and it's the
the
interdependency.
project's
I'll continue
design.
to harp on this.
And then after
And
Todd
when we
speaks, I'll
work
make a few
together,
concluding remarks.
that we
Thank you,
accomplish great
Bruce.
things, our two great bureaus. And so I want to encourage that more and more, to continue to have our Bureau of Sanitation and our Bureau of Engineering
Thank you, Bill.
work on
My name is Bruce
large-scale
Greenfield
projects
with
like
Architects
this.
Orange. We're an
One of the
architectural
values
firm
of the Bureau of
established in
Engineering is that
1974,
quality.
and
We
we
work
do
together
quite a
to
bit of work
efficiently
in the
deliver
city of Los
professional
Angeles.
services
Are
at a level that exceeds
proud to be
the
associated with this
expectations of our
project
clients
as
and the
project
public. Well, that's
architect.
exactly what you've
So,
done with this
my
Envision.
understanding is that
50%
you folks are
of all
familiar
the
with the
credits and
project.
all the
So I'll
800
do
points.
a
That's a
brief
lot of work.
overview,
Abraham, thank you
but if you have
for
questions,
leading
feel
the
free
charge,
to
because it
ask at
takes
any
work
point.
to not only do the project, but
as
to
Bill said,
validate that.
the
And
neighborhood
that's
of the
exactly what
project
this
is,
is. And so if you look at, I'll do
great
one,
cultural
add
center
one
for
to
Lucas
Dr. Davis's
Museum,
comments about the
Coliseum,
double
the other
duty. Well, this is
museums
a
in the
triple
area.
win. One is
And this
we're
project,
building the capacity
from our
of our
perspective,
staff to
is a great
actually
addition
envision
to the
projects,
area,
right? So we're building our
because
staff
it
capacity.
provides
That's
parking,
important.
It provides housing.
We're
What a great
creating
neighborhood to live
sustainable
in with
projects
all these
that
amenities.
obviously
It
feed
provides a
into
large
Mayor
public
Garcetti's Back to Basics
plaza
agenda,
access
and that help
space
our city become
for
the
the
most
residents to
livable and
use,
sustainable
also
city
for the
in the
neighborhood,
world.
and also
And then the
for
project
visitors
itself has
to the
value. So
museums
it's
and
the
cultural
triple win.
facilities.
It's the triple bottom line. So
here at,
I just
39
can't
Figueroa,
congratulate
you
you
would
all
cross
enough
over from the
for
cultural
bringing
events and
glory to this
exposition
city,
park,
to these
Christmas
bureaus,
Tree
to
Lane,
our
and all
department
that,
and the city.
and the oldest
And
street
I
in
hear there's
LA.
birds chirping that there may be another one coming up,
you would have
and
a
that's the
short
way it's
walk
going to
to an
be.
outdoor
I won't
plaza,
steal your thunder,
lawns,
but I'll
it would
preview the
have,
fact that when
other
we
areas to
build our
gather,
capacity to do
restaurants
great
stringing
things,
around it, the hotel lobby
the
would
great
open
things
to
return
it,
back to us. So
and
Mike
access
and
to
everybody,
parking
thank
would
you.
be off the back.
Congratulations so much.
So we see this as
Thank
a
you,
very,
Commissioner
very
Jacinto.
great
Commissioner
space.
Cabello.
It's sort of the heart and soul of the project, and then the hotel, the
Commissioner
student
Garcia.
housing, and the mixed income
Thank you,
housing,
President James. I want to echo my colleagues as well
and the parking is in the
on
back of that.
congratulating
Again,
you
as
and the
Bill said,
different
as a buffer
wins
to
you get. But I want to add one
South
more to
Flower Drive, and
Jacinto's
then we have
third
all
win.
the
I also
tall
think
wall
that
and
we
40
should
feet above
commend
the
you and
freeway,
acknowledge
and
the
then the freeway
partnership,
on
the
ramp, and this
internal
serves as a
partnership
buffer
that
to
you
that.
developed with BOS.
So
That's important for us as
hopefully I have
commissioners, that our departments work together. And the more you work together, the more it gets done, the more successful you are, the more feasible to do things. So I commend and I also congratulate on that partnership and overall on the award. However, I do want to say BOE is on a roll this year. They just got Employer of the Year sometime, a couple months ago, and then you've been here about 2-3 times with awards. Is this what happens every year?
I don't know, we're setting the bar pretty high.
Yeah, I see that, and I hear one more, so we're not done yet. BOE is not done for the year. So congratulations, Bureau of Engineering is doing a great job throughout. And just alone, the group that you have behind you is very diverse. fifth win on that one,
match
too.
the
So
landscape
congratulations to
across
all of
the
you.
street
Thank you for being
and
here.
really try to make
Thank you,
Figueroa
Commissioner Garcia.
feel
Commissioner
like a
Cabello.
grand boulevard. So
Thank you,
both
President
sides
James. So, Mr. Cerullo, I know this was a
of the
team
street,
effort.
and then we go up
Congratulations
on
to all of you. Can you please introduce your
and then
team?
up on
I can.
parking
I'd
garage.
love to hear everyone's name.
have
Okay.
Especially
our,
since I'm new.
This is
fitness
Ibrahim
lounges
Hafiz. He's a project manager
the
for my
mixed-income
division.
housing, for the
This is
student
Dave
housing,
Kopp. He's also a
and for
project
the
manager
hotel.
for environmental engineering
And each
division.
one has their own
This is
amenity
Andrew
deck,
Lalea. He's a
pools,
project
or
engineer
spa,
for our division.
a basketball
This
court
is
for the
Heesan Kim.
students, that kind of
He's
stuff.
a chief
And again, a lush
operational
landscape
manager.
environment up there.
This
Using
is
these
Linnea, and I don't know
on
your
the
last
top
name.
to further
Engstrom. I knew it, but I forgot it. She's actually a USC student, and we had her as a part-time assistant to work on this project, and she prepared
And
a
I'll
lot of
show
the
you
cover
a
sheets for
rendering that
Envision
will
for this project.
communicate that. And these are just
This is
enlarged
Salika
plans of the
Hammond. She's our
streetscape,
chief
the,
process engineer at EED.
street benches,
This
the paving, the
is
landscape,
Elena.
and the access to
She's
the
our project
plaza
engineer.
area.
This is Crystal
And we've
Lee,
got some
project
images in
manager.
here.
This
So we
is
see this as
Jessica
a really
Yang.
cool
She's a project
urban
engineer
space
back in the
that I
back.
think
This is
would be a great addition to Exposition
He's a
Park
project
area.
engineer. This is Shakaya, project engineer. This is Natalie. She just started a couple weeks ago, so I struggled a little bit, but she's a new student engineer with us.
This is the hotel
This is
roof deck.
Octavio Murillo.
So you
He's
get
with
a feel
sanitation
for what
as
we're
a
envisioning up there with the
process engineer,
landscaping,
and
the
this
view
is
of downtown.
Patricia McCarthy. She's a consultant that helped us on the
Inserted
project.
into Google Maps, so it's
Great, thank you.
fairly realistic.
Thank you, Commissioner Cabello. So congratulations to you. Thank you for the extra expense for the award for the Board of Public Works for our trophy case. We appreciate it.
Of course, of course.
And again, congratulations to all
Great.
of you.
Would it be possible to do a photo?
Yes.
Do you want to wait till after, or would you like to do it now?
No, we can do it now. I'm just wondering, is Paul here? Oh, there you are. Hi, Paul.
Oh, okay.
I'm just wondering if we wanted, where do you want it? Back of the room? Because there's so many people?
Hello?
Okay. We'll do a quick one in the back of the room, then we will return to our agenda. Quick recess, but only a minute or two.
Okay, then we have the building elevations, and we are, the basic intent of the building is to have this plaza as kind of the central hub of the project. It's a lifestyle retail area with a contemporary look, a modern look that retailers and restaurateurs would gravitate towards. And then as we come out of the courtyard, we have the hotel on this side, which we've given its own architectural identity, the student housing over here, which we've given its own identity, and then the mixed income, which has its own identity. So we've tried to keep a consistent look, but vary it with each building type to create variety on the streetscape. And I've got some renderings that will communicate that better. On the back side, we're looking at treating the parking garage. You can see this grayed out area is about the height of the freeway. So the freeway is quite a bit higher than the grade level back here. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this from a distance, but what I'm going to do is walk up Figueroa Street from the south and give you a couple of snippets of what the project looks like. So here at the corner of Figueroa, we have a glass facade that kind of wraps the corner. We worked with the planning department to try to make this side facade as interesting as the rest of the building. And as you're coming up Figueroa, we feel that the glass corner would be a beacon to the project, and you'd start to see the project before you got there. And then up with student housing to the plaza, and then the hotel beyond. Okay. And then a close-up look of the student housing and the streetscape gives you an idea of our intent. Again, landscape, upgraded hardscape, benches, outdoor dining patios that are under cover of the building above. So they're shaded, they're protected. The building facade we're articulating with some variation to it to try to make an exciting streetscape. And then the entrance into the plaza here, and then the hotel beyond.
Ken knows. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he knows about it.
And then in that plaza,
Yeah. Well, it's yours. So just take it.
again, we've tried to make this a very exciting, very inviting space for the existing residents, for new residents, for visitors. And so we've got the hotel entrance, hotel restaurants.
Thank you, sir.
bistros,
All right, thank you, everybody. Congratulations.
looking into this. On the
Mr.
second
Cirillo,
level, we also
I
have
know you're here on an item. We'll go ahead and call your item as well.
through this
Um,
space to get into
Since you're here on
space.
number 2, are you prepared or do you want me to go to another one?
Others can come here with their kids,
Okay.
grab a cup of coffee, and sit on
Number
the lawn.
2, sole source contract, Council District 4, Los Angeles Glendale Water Reclamation Plant Campus Improvement Project with the following project segments.
From the north,
Primary effluent equalization storage and master plan project for the Los Angeles Glendale Water Reclamation Plant, the personnel building project, and the blower air cleanup system project.
side of the hotel,
Recommending that the board approve the sole source selection of the following items, not the whole project, but just these items.
plaza.
1 Allen Bradley Local Control Panel Programmable Logical Controller, 1 Allen Bradley Variable Frequency Drive, 1 Landia Internal Recycle Pump, 3 Siemens Mixers, 1 Xylem Sanitaire Aeration System, 6 Krone Magnetic Flow Meters, 10 Rotork Actuators, 2 Faulted Circuit Indicators, Flow Air Flow Meters, and 5 HACH Dissolved Oxygen Analyzers, and authorize the city engineer to negotiate and execute a sole source contract with the 8 manufacturers of these items with a combined budget authority not to exceed $1,150,000, including contingency for the sole source items. Mr. Cirillo, go ahead.
Okay, good morning again.
The other,
So this is a large campus improvement project at LAG, and you should have a supplemental handout with you. And I'd like to walk you through first the layout of the project before we get into specifics about why I'm here. So you do have on page 1, hopefully a color map that shows you kind of the layout. This is the LAG plant, and you can see different colors here. We have 3 or 4 basic shades. One's blue, but it looks a little green. You have the 4176 highlighted in blue, which is the primary effluent equalization storage tanks. We're building some large storage tanks to increase the capacity throughput through the plant. This will serve dual purpose. It'll allow us to eventually push more flow through the plant. It'll also allow us to store wet weather flow in the event of a rain event. So we can hold that flow till the storm subsides and then release it slowly back into the sewer to avoid the sewer overflow. So that's the blue project there. We also are combining this project with another project highlighted in yellow, which is the blower air cleanup system. And this is a biotrickling filter odor control system which removes the hazardous gases, the H2S from the gas, and it protects the blowers by using a biological process to take that H2S out so you don't damage your blowers in your aeration tanks, because the air is fed to the aeration tanks, and this will remove that H2S prior to getting to the blowers. And then we have a personnel building project and some landscaping, and that's the other 2 colors. And basically, we're building a new personnel facility for sanitation, which is going to house all the LAG staff. It's going to be a showcase facility right on the LA River, and we're doing a bunch of landscaping in between and road work. So it's a mega sort of campus project. It's $86.5 million for the entire project. So that's a high-level overview. So why I'm here is because in wastewater, in fact, with all public contracting, you're not allowed to specify one manufacturer without getting an approval such as this as a sole source. You must always specify several manufacturers or equal and allow the competitive bid process, allow the contractors to go out and shop and get what you want. In this case, these are critical pieces of equipment that we felt strongly that we need to have a sole source on and really specify exactly what we want.
The operation of the project will create 440 full and
so if you look at page 2 of your handout, you see a table here, and you can see the various pieces of equipment and the number of units that we're requesting through this sole source. But a column next to that, you'll see number of existing units.
Water conservation measures,
one of the things that's important to sanitation, and this request came from sanitation for us to sole source, it's a joint board report, as you see. One of the things that's very important is consistency in operations and maintenance. When you start to install several of these units and you start adding to the process, it's difficult to switch manufacturers, because what that does is it affects your spare parts when you've got to make repairs. Now you've got to have staff pull from 2 separate bins of spare parts or 2 separate sets. It affects your training, because now staff is used to training and operating one type of device, and now we've got to learn a whole new process. So it's really important that we maintain that consistency in spare parts training,
stakeholders.
and these pieces of
addition,
equipment have
the
performed
project is supported
very well for
by
sanitation,
Unite
so
Here,
they're very
the hotel
happy with
workers,
the
because we will have
with the performance of this
a neutrality agreement with
If you
hotel workers,
experiment
and we
with another
enjoy their support.
manufacturer, you always
We also
run the
enjoy
risk
the
that it may
support
not
of the
perform
Building
to your
Trades
standards,
Council.
and then if the process
This
fails,
project
any one of
represents
these
the type
systems,
of
if it fails, it
mixed-use,
takes the whole unit
mixed
process
income,
down. They're critical pieces of
transit-adjacent
equipment.
project that the city
So
advocates.
this is it's $1 million, a little
I
over
wanna
$1 million
speak for a
sole
moment
source,
about
but
what
to put it in
is
context,
probably the most
it's a
important
little over
issue to
1%
us
of the
and to the
total
community,
construction
and that's
cost
the
because it's a
tenants.
mega campus project. So
The
as a
applicant is
percentage,
taking
it's not a
very
very large sole
seriously the
source.
relocation issue. To date,
So,
of the 26 occupied
and what we would do
units,
is we would, with
there
your
have been
approval, we would
11,
negotiate sole source
units
contracts. We
who
would
have
lock in
entered
these
into
prices that are
voluntary
these
agreements
maximum
to
prices
relocate.
with the vendors.
These
and then we would
agreements
incorporate
provide
this information
in the range
into
of
the
3
contract,
times
and the
what's
contractor
required
then would be required to
by law,
purchase this equipment from these vendors and
$50,000
would not be able
of
to go out and give
relocation
us a cheaper
assistance
piece of
and
equipment that
free
maybe
rent
would have performance
from
issues.
now through the end of November
So
2019.
I can explain a little bit
We take
about
this
what these things
obligation very
do if you want me to
seriously,
get
as we
into
know
some of the
the city does.
technical
To recap,
explanation
this is
about
the
kind of
second public
what
hearing.
some of these things are.
The hearing
I'll
officer
quickly do it.
conducted a public hearing on behalf
I think it's
of the
probably
City Planning
worthwhile because a
Commission
lot of these
regarding
acronyms and
land
things
use
that
entitlements.
non-wastewater people may not be familiar
Those
with.
testifying in
always nice
Spanish
for the
had their
oral
remarks
record that is
translated
recorded.
then
Yes,
as they
so,
did
so let me
today.
do that.
And
So the
an
first
English
item is
transcript
what's
has
known as
been
LCPs,
provided
PLCs,
of the
which is
entire
local
hearing's
control panels
testimony
and project
so that the
logic controllers,
agency,
program logic
advisory
controllers.
agency,
So
can
these
consider
are
those remarks as part of
devices that
its
will be
decision
present
making.
in the process in the field.
We look forward to
that
presenting
allow
the project to
sanitation
the
to
City
go out
Planning
and
Commission
remotely
in the near
control and
future.
locally
We
control and
respectfully
monitor the
request the
devices. So they'll be
advisory
able to walk up to
agency
the equipment,
to approve the
scroll
track
through a
map.
menu,
Thank
turn
you,
equipment
and the team is
processes
here
on and off,
to
get
answer any
historical
questions
data
you
from
may
the
have.
equipment, get readouts, instantaneous readouts as the operators make their rounds. This is equipment that's going to be located on the premise in the field at the equipment. That's what's called a LCP and PLC. We also have what's known as VFD, variable frequency drives, and these are big pieces of electrical equipment which allow pumps and other pieces of equipment to throttle up through the whole spectrum of speed. So normally when you think of a pump, sometimes it's just on and off. This is not that. This is which is going to allow the pump to operate at very, very low speeds or anywhere in between, all the way up to 100%. So you can throttle the equipment up and down as you see fit. Which is important in wastewater because the instruments are constantly reading and telling you how fast you want to pump and how big you want to throttle and up and down. So it's an important component in wastewater. We also have internal recycle pumps. There's a photo on page 3 which shows a pump which is in a aeration tank which reroutes flow back to the front of the tank and produces the various anoxic and oxic zones in the tank. So that's important to have. We have mixers which actually keep the wastewater in suspension and keeps the biological activity active so you don't have the bugs dying and then your sewage goes septic. So very critical in keeping the system aerated and mixed.
Our neighborhood council has been in
we also have an
existence
aeration
for
system
quite
which
some
is
time, and
all
we
the
have
bubbles
our
you see in
roots
the tank.
in
We
this
have blowers that
neighborhood.
route
And
through
if I
specialized
hadn't
piping and
lived here
diffusers,
for about
fine
40
bubble
years,
diffusers they're called.
I would
And
be
by
listening
producing
to the
a lot of
glowing
bubble
remarks
action and
about
fine bubbling,
how
you're putting
this
a
will
lot
be
of
the heart
oxygen
and
into
soul
the
of
water,
the neighborhood,
which
and
is also
mothers
helping
will
the
come and
biological
play
process.
on the grass, and this
You have
150-foot little pavilion
magnetic
gathering
flow
place
meters.
will be
There's a
just
photo for that as
magical
well.
introduction.
And these are
What is
flow
missing
meters that
is,
go
you know,
on
the mothers
in
and
line
kids
or
that are
off
playing on
the
the
pipe
grass of
and
affordable
allow
housing that
accurate readings of
exists
what
in the
kind of
Flower
flows you're
Drive,
seeing through the pipe. And all
California
these instruments are
Registered
typically
District,
wired back to the
which is
DCS.
18
So at any one time,
affordable
the
RSO
operators can
units.
read in the
And the
control room
affordable housing
what kind of flows
exists
they're seeing through the
that
pipe, and they can
cannot be
understand if a
replicated.
process is
And
going
it is so
down or not working
significant
properly
that
by
the State
looking at flow
Historic
data in the
Resources
pipes.
Commission not once but
We have
twice
actuators
declared that this was
which
a very
actually move
significant
valves. Some of the
element
valves
to the
are
city
so
of Los
heavy
Angeles.
that
What
the
this
process is
proposal
actually controlled
does
with I know what's
is
called an
it is
actuator. So
eradicating
usually they're
affordable
hydraulic or air
historic housing
or mechanical,
that
and they
has
move, they
its
turn,
links
and actually move
roots
the
in
valves
this
open and close, so you don't have to
community. And
manually
it's a
do it.
historic
And the
community,
process is
a
constantly
diverse
adjusting.
community,
So as a meter
and
may
one
read
that
something,
has
the
a
actuator
heart
might slightly
and
open or
soul.
close the
And
valve,
the
depending on what
historic
the needs are for the
district is
system to
part
keep it
of the heart and
operational.
soul. And the people that
And
live
then you have
there
thermal
are
mass
part
flow meters,
of the
which
heart
is
and
another
soul of
type of
this
flow meter,
neighborhood.
again, to
This
measure
building
flow
doesn't go into a
through the pipe.
vacuum.
So That's
It
a kind of
also
a brief
does not go
description of
into
what
a
all these things
vacuum
are, and
of
we
planning.
support
We
sanitation's
have, as
request
a
to
council,
sole
worked
source
very
because we
hard
do agree
in
that these
the
are critical pieces
development
of
of the
infrastructure and for the
Southeast
process
Community
and
Plan, which is
critical to
pending.
keeping the
And
process online.
the draft EIR and final
Okay,
EIR
thank you, Mr.
are in
Cirillo.
error,
We'll start with
ignoring
Commissioner
that
Davis.
this is
So basically,
targeted
in
as
terms of
RD
the sole
1.5
source, we have in mind
affordable
a
housing
particular
on Flower Drive.
vendor for sole source.
Yes, the vendors are listed in the board report.
Response
in
in the
table.
final EIR is,
And so
well,
by doing this in terms
it's
of
not
time
adopted
of
yet, so we can
operations and
ignore
maintenance,
this.
it will
But the
decrease
Southeast
the
Community
extra
Plan
time
has
that
been
we would
worked
have
on
to
by
expend
many people
should we have
since
some,
2009.
for lack of a better term,
And since the city initiated the
vendors
proceedings to
providing
update this
equipment.
community
Is that-
plan
Yeah,
prior
it's
to
going to
September
bring
8th,
consistency
2016,
to the already installed units,
that
so
date
they're
on
all
which
going to
the
be uniform.
city
So
found
when
the big
sanitation goes
project
out and does their
application to
operations
be
and maintenance,
complete,
they're
it
not
has
having to
to be
learn the
considered.
nuances of various pieces of equipment. They
allow
understand that this
for
flow meter is just like this
accepting
flow
a
meter, is
tract
just like this
map
flow meter. So it makes their
denies
operations and
all of
maintenance
the
more
efforts of
streamlined and will
both
save them time in the
the
O&M phase.
planning
So, and I
department
think as a
in the
result of that,
Southeast
it will help
Community
us in
Plan,
terms of our
the
service
community's
delivery
efforts,
of what
and
it is
also
we
the
have to
community
deliver with this
redevelopment
project. It will help
agency's
to enhance
efforts
that
that
by
puts
making
a
this
high
treasurer
value
Yeah,
on the
I believe it
preservation
will
of
ensure more
its
reliability
historic
in operations,
resources
less
and the
downtime,
preservation
and it will
of
actually
affordable
minimize
housing.
costs with O&M too.
These lots
in
ought
the long
not
run.
to be merged because it is the
Thank
beginning
you, Commissioner Davis. Commissioner
of
Jacinto.
destroying the
James.
site
Mike,
and
excellent job
eliminating
on
the
this
Flower Drive
report
Historic
in the
District.
high level and the
The
contracts, the whole
draft EIR
campus
also
upgrade, 86
fails
million,
to
and then the
analyze
sole
the
source. I
true
appreciate,
impacts to the entire
handouts too.
historic element,
My only
which
question
is
is for
Flower
our city
Drive,
attorney,
which is
Mr. Jordan,
18
in terms of
buildings.
when we
And
have these types of
it
projects
offers
where
as a mitigation,
we're using
well,
equipment
let's
that
move 3 or
obviously
4
we're
of these
using certain,
buildings.
and they're specialized,
Anyone that
the tenants is
understands
gonna wanna continue to work
context
with
in
that.
historic
Are we
neighborhoods and
skirting and
historic
are we
districts
okay
knows
in terms of the
you
sole
can't
source
cherry
for
pick
this
3 or
batch
4
of equipment,
buildings
Mr.
and
Jordan?
put them someplace
Yes,
and
I
retain
concur in
the
the recommendations
context
of the two
that
bureau
this
directors
neighborhood
that we,
already has.
for all of
What
the reasons
also is
stated,
missing
the
is the
consistency, the
understanding
reliability,
that this neighborhood exists within a
operation and maintenance of
context.
the facilities.
The Flower
These are all
Drive District
mission-critical
is part of
components,
the
so
original
I support
Zoblin
the bureau's
tract,
recommendation.
and it is just
Very good.
south
I'm fine with it,
of
and
the
thank you again
Zoblin
for the
Estate,
report.
which is a historic cultural
Thank you.
monument.
Just on numbers,
This site is also close to
$86
Exposition
million
Park,
project,
and
the
I
sole
give you
source
as a
value is
clear
about $1
example
million.
of
It's about
historic
1.3,
buildings able to
1.4%.
coexist with
You
new
don't want to slow
development,
down
as we have the Lucas
such a
Museum,
large project
as we had
over
the California Science Center. Old buildings and
something
new
that's not
buildings
that
can
significant
coexist.
by
It's
trying
part
to
of the
go through
vitality
a,
of development and the history
different
of Los
type of procurement
Angeles.
process for
What is
these
missing
equipment
here
items.
and what is missing in the draft
So I think that
EIR
adds to the
and the
justification.
final
in my opinion.
EIR is an acknowledgement that there is an
Commissioner Davis has made a
alternative,
motion.
a preservation
I'm sorry,
alternative
Commissioner Garcia.
that exists in a
I miss
tower
I
concept
miss your light
rather than
today.
a
For some reason,
seven-story
it's not
concept.
shining in this
And that
direction.
concept could both save
There we go.
the
Thank you.
Flower Drive
Hiding
National
behind
California
Commissioner Cabello's
Registered
sign.
District and allow
A
for all of the
Thank you very much
development
for
that
your
is being
report. You did a great
proposed.
job in
Allow
explaining
for
it
the
in
440
real-life terms.
permanent
I
jobs
actually
and
was
the
out
good
there at
construction
the
jobs.
Tillman plant this
I'm a
week, and
union
so
member.
I
I
got a
support good
full-on
jobs,
look, and I
good
went through
paying
every
wages,
process.
and I
We were there
support
about
this
4 hours. I was
neighborhood.
there about 4 hours.
But the
So
neighborhood
everything you said
council
was
finds it
everything I
cannot
just learned
support an
completely. So
alternative that
this is
provides
just my
so much
question is,
destruction
this is
and
just
so
an
little
upgrade of
of
systems?
value
No,
to the
this
current
is
residents.
these are new
And so
facilities.
little acknowledgement
These are new
of what is
facilities.
the
We're building
history of a
new
very
tankage,
significant
new
area
equipment that
of
I've
Los
talked
Angeles.
about, and then
What
the
is
blower air cleanup
proposed
facility
is
is
a
a new
genocide
facility.
of
The
a
personnel building is a
neighborhood,
new
and it's
facility.
an important
There's some
context.
retrofit of
What
an old
happens
building plus
here
a new, but
is
yeah,
going to
this
happen
is
to the
essentially
north,
all new
and
capital
it is
work.
going to happen to
And
all
currently
of
we are doing,
our
I read here that we're
historic
doing
South
20
LA
million gallons
community
per day. Will this increase that?
It will allow us to, it
I don't
will
think
allow
you
us
can
at
make
some point to
findings
process
required
through.
to
We need to
allow
do
for
some
this
other
track
upgrades
map.
to get there to
This is a
more of a
project
capacity.
whose
But since we're
the great
building, see, the thought
enthusiasm
process process is,
port in
we need to
certain
prevent
corners
the
has really
overflows in the sewer
eliminated a
system,
true
so we wanted to build
dialogue
some storage.
and an
So we kicked around some
instance where
options.
we
We can
come
build just
together
kind
and
of a
have a
dumb
win-win
storage
for
tank,
all parties.
and
track
that will
map is
serve the
just one
purpose.
element of
But the problem with that
pie.
is it doesn't
It's
allow
the
you for
element we
future
are
expansion
addressing
and capacity.
today.
So
You
we're going
cannot make the
to
findings
construct these
required.
tanks in the same.
The final EIR
visitor.
is severely
We're going to
flawed.
construct these tanks in the
Its
same geometry
mitigations are not
as the rest of the
sufficient,
plant,
and
which
it
at some
doesn't
future
take
date, should
what
we
is
decide to increase
into-
capacity of
into
this plant, the
account
tankage and the equipment is
significantly
already there,
what it's going to
instead of
really
just building
do
like a
to,
standalone tank
a
somewhere
neighborhood.
else. So it serves
Further,
dual purpose. It
it
allows
already
for the storm
states in the
overflows and
final
also allows us
EIR
to
that there
expand
will
the
be
plant at some future
significant
date.
impacts that
good.
cannot
I
be
would
mitigated.
imagine that we would want to expand.
You can
Exactly.
mitigate them.
Thank you
Choose
for
an
that.
alternative. not the one
Thank
that is
you,
before
Commissioner
you today,
Garcia.
and deny the track map
Anything further?
that is before you. And I've
Commissioner
some
Santos made a motion that we adopt.
handouts for you this morning.
Okay, so Davis's motion. Okay.
Thank you.
Commissioner Davis has made the motion that we adopt agenda item number 2. Seconded by Commissioner Jacinto. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 2. Any issue sending number 2 forthwith? We'll send number 2
morning, Jim
forthwith. Mr.
Childs,
Cirillo, thank you.
with Adams
Agenda
Hockey
item
Heritage
number
Organizing
3,
Committee ad hoc.
Council District 15, budget increase and change order number 6. Bridge preventative maintenance for Tampa Avenue, Peterson Avenue, and Vermont Avenue project. Recommending that the board authorize $5,000 in additional contingency and approve a revised construction budget of $159,879 for the project, and authorize the city engineer to issue change order number 6 for the project to compensate CPO Enterprises Incorporated, the contractor, for labor costs incurred to procure permits from the railroads. Mr. Schulin.
All that information as an activist because she's covered just
How are you,
about
Rob?
everything that's wrong with this.
Real good, sir.
So I don't want to
Good morning, board president, board members, representative from the various bureaus, city attorney, and executive officer. My name is Ralph Shovelin. As listed in the board report, we awarded a project on December 1st, 2017 to CPO for $154,879, which included a $20,000 contingency. The scope of this project basically initially consisted of repairing the bridge concrete spalls. Afterwards, we applied a methacrylate resin to protect the entire bridge deck for 3 bridges.
But 9 historic buildings, one of which
Tampa Avenue Bridge over Limekiln Channel, the Peterson Bridge over Bell Creek, and the Vermont Avenue Bridge over Dominguez Channel. When the contractor submitted his traffic control plan to LADOT for the Tampa Avenue Bridge, LADOT required him to extend his length of his traffic control plan, which unfortunately extended into the right-of-way for the Southern California Regional Rail, and also the UPR, United, I'm sorry,
you will be hard-pressed to find districts
Union
like this
Pacific
anywhere
Railroad
else in
right-of-way.
the state.
Whenever you work within their right-of-way, you have to abide by their
districts
requirements,
rely
which the contractor unfortunately had to obtain
historic
permits, flagging services, pay additional administrative fees, and as well as additional insurance requirements. Basically, the initial cost for this was close to $30,000. To help proceed with the project, we requested and got permission from Commissioner Jacinto around May 21st of this year to proceed with $30,000 of additional funding. Fortunately, the actual cost after we did a little negotiation and verified the scope was approximately half of that, just under $15,000. At that particular time, when we determined the actual cost, we were almost done with the project, so we really didn't need other contingencies for the original project scope. Unfortunately, out of that a little under $15,000, our budget contingency at that time was less than that. So what we did on change order number 4, we paid for the, like I said, the flagging services, the permits, the administration fees, as well as the additional insurance requirements. Unfortunately, we still had to pay the contractor his time to obtain the permits and work with the railroad to get the requirements. The actual cost for that is just under $5,000. We still had some remaining project contingency, but we couldn't pay for that amount. So basically, we're here asking to increase the project contingency $5,000 afterwards to give us formal permission to issue change order number 6.
But clearly, you can't choose not
Awesome.
to be compliant across the board, given the opportunity that
Is it our friend?
presents itself, which
We've got it. Yes, we have a.
alternative.
Yesterday we had an event, and the pigeon came in during the event to get out of the rain. Any questions for Mr. Schulin? No questions for Mr. Schulin. Dr. Jacinto has made a motion that we adopt agenda item number 3. I'll second it along with Commissioner Cabello. We'll adopt agenda item number 3 without objection. Any issue sending it forthwith? We'll send it forthwith. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Agenda item number
They chose
4.
to eliminate it, so all the decision makers
Authority for expenditure, Arakelian Enterprises Incorporated, doing business as Athens Services Incorporated, Bureau of Sanitation and Office of Accounting requesting board approval and execution of an authority for expenditure in the amount of $2,349,000 to process the blue bin residential recyclables collected from the East Valley for a temporary period of time from July 1, 2018 to June 30th, 2019.
The process
Dr.
can't
Rowena
be
Lau.
supported because they want to change their mind. And it acknowledges
Good morning,
in
President James, Commissioners Cabello, Garcia, Jacinto, and
that
Davis, Bureau Representative, City Attorney, and Executive
Childs,
Officer.
in the,
I am Rowena Romano,
here
Senior
for our
Environmental
speakers,
Engineer
would you
with
mind
LA
just
Sanitation and
summarizing
Environment.
I'd be
We are
happy
here
to.
today to
And
request
that is
an
the subdivision on the
authority for
historic
expenditure in the amount of
should not be done.
$2,349,000 for
If you do that,
Herculean Enterprises,
you will
DBA
facilitate
Athens
their
Services,
elimination.
to
You
process
have a choice
residential blue bin
not
materials
to be
collected
able
from
to
the
do that.
East Valley
You clearly have a
wayshed
choice
for the
not
fiscal year 1819.
to support
LA
the fear
Sanitation
that's
collects
there.
approximately
Reasons I've
800 tons per
articulated
day
are part of those
of
other
blue bin,
people speak about
residential
it,
blue bin
but
material
that's your
across all of
responsibility.
the city's 6
And
waste sheds.
other
The East Valley waste shed in
organizations and
particular
and
had
city groups
been
have failed to
serviced
do
or
that. That doesn't
processed
mean that you have to go
by
along with the rest of
CR&R
them. And it's time
through
for
a
somebody in
contract
city government to understand that the loss
C127919.
of cultural
However, that
resources,
contract expired
having
on
the
July
architect
25th,
talk
2018.
about Christmas Tree Lane.
And
This is
prior to
part
the
of
contract
Christmas
being
Tree Lane.
expired,
This is where
the
Christmas Tree Lane
contractor was
terminates in
already
the community, as a
undergoing
matter of fact.
construction at one of
all
their
of these
facilities
issues
to be
are
processing,
important
so we
to
were
the
already diverting
city.
material
These
away
are
from that
city
facility.
resources that are
Therefore,
being
going forward, LA
tossed
San
away
is establishing
like they were
this
nothing.
agreement to pay Athens Services.
I'll let other people
Under this agreement, Athens will be processing the blue bin material from the East
Elaine
Valley waste shed
Sanchez
at a rate at
and
$45
Jorge
per
Solano,
ton
please feel free to come
until
up to the
December
front.
31st, 2018. Thereafter, the LOA has language in there that opens it up for Athens to adjust their rate, either depending on market
Can I have
conditions
Missy March
or any
Roll,
other
please?
processing costs or further reductions in the commodities market. So LA San will review any of those
Mitzi, are
justifications
you
and would
here?
have to come back to the board to amend this contract if the rates change. LA San is currently developing new requests for proposals for all residential blue bin material
Good morning.
citywide, as all the contracts will be expiring
Well,
in
my name is
2021.
Guadalupe Solano.
So we expect to have
I've
this
been
RFP
living
out
in this place
in
for
2019.
almost 15 years.
So there is no impact to the general fund, as
everybody
this
is talking
AFE is funded
about
through the Solid Waste
the
Resources Revenue
historical
Fund.
situation in there. I'm on the
No
process
questions?
of
I'll make a motion
trying
that we
to figure
adopt
out
agenda
what's gonna
item
happen
number
to my
4,
family.
seconded by
I
Commissioner
have
Davis.
3
Well, I do
grandchildren
one question.
that will be in there.
Recognizing
I
you're going
have
through
a
the
daughter
RFP
who's
process,
12
you think,
who is
you have another
currently
request
under
like
a lot of
this,
stress
another
under the
AFP
situation. I
coming
have
up
to
in 6 months or so?
Get her
Right,
therapy
so as
because she
before we
tried to
establish new
become
contracts,
suicidal
we
because
may
she
be going
thinks
on
we are
On a
this LOA.
6-month basis?
Yeah,
Got
on
it.
yearly
I don't
basis
think
if we
my
can.
family
Okay.
is
Yeah.
worth.
Understood. That'll be my motion,
say
seconded by Commissioner
$50,000.
Davis. Any objection? Without
I don't
objection, we'll
think
adopt
that
agenda item number 4.
splitting
Thank
my
you, Elaine.
family is
Any issue
also
saying number 4
worth
forthwith?
this building.
We'll send number 4
They
forthwith.
say there
Dr.
is a
Campos,
lot
have
of
we cleared
jobs
all the items?
for
I've got to, let
the
me get
community.
our
My son is
hearing, our meeting minutes from the
worker
meeting of Monday,
for the
November
union.
5th, 2018. Is there a second to my motion that
union,
we approve the meeting minutes by Commissioner
and
Garcia?
he goes
Any
to
objection?
work
Without objection, we will approve those meeting
very
minutes.
far
Have we
from
cleared everything
my
other than general public comment?
building
Yes,
right
you
now.
have.
Okay.
When he
Greg
tried to
Whitman.
apply for some of these jobs that are being promoted on my community, there's no jobs right there. So
Good morning,
how
Commissioners.
are we
On behalf of Jacqueline
gonna
Sorber and David Sorber,
say
I
that
am making this
there's a lot
public
of
comment
jobs
regarding the Department's
opportunity
approvals of
when we
3941 North
really have that
Pacheco Drive.
opportunity to
Numerous
go into
protected trees
affordable
exist at the
housing?
site, at
That's
least
only
5 of
if
which
you're
have already
qualified.
been
That's
illegally
not
removed. Mrs.
if
Sorber
you
is a
are
prominent advocate for the
a
urban
member of
forest and a
this,
founder of Angelina's for
business
Trees. The
going on right
Sorbers
now.
object
To
to the
me, it's
Department's
all
clearance
dollars.
of building
And if
permits
you
based on street
think that my
widening,
family is
which would
worth
require removal of multiple
that
protected trees to
$50,000,
complete
I
a
don't believe
20-foot
so.
continuous
So
paved
I
roadway. Approval of the street
don't,
widening without a protected
agree
tree
on the
report
project,
and enforceable mitigation
and
measures
I
is
also
improper piecemealing
don't agree
prohibited
on
by
taking
CEQA.
my building
By the
down.
time the applicant applies for a
So,
discretionary tree
I don't
removal
know
permit,
what else to
trees
do.
could have been
This is a
irreparably
very
harmed
stressful
by construction
situation.
activity,
We
improper
have
root pruning,
the
and heavy equipment
people
crossing the
coming over
root
to
zone.
talk
The
to
impacts
us
of this
about signing
activity
this
must be
project,
analyzed
about
before
agreeing
the
on
department
on that
approves the
money.
project. The Sorbers respectfully request
like
that
I
work
said,
be stayed
they're not
until a
telling you
protected tree
what
report is prepared.
you have to
Additionally, the
pay
Sorbers ask
taxes
this
on this
board
money.
to request
you're
Urban
not
Forestry
keeping all this
Division to
money.
report
You're
back
not
on its
going to be able
enforcement
to
actions
afford
at the
another
property.
affordable housing
Thank you.
where you can
Thank you, Mr.
be
Whitman.
able to live in a
Mr.
situation that is stress relief.
Spindler, it looks
So
like
if
your
they can come and tell
pen was
me
out of ink.
that
Wayne from
they're
Encino.
going to build another apartment for me that is going to take half of my family together,
First of all, with
I
Mr.
would
Birdie,
think
open
about
up
it.
the windows
But if you come and tell me
completely.
that it's going to
Don't
be,
let 'em out of
there's
this
going to be a
room,
lot of
otherwise he'll stay
opportunities,
here
but I don't
till
see those
he's
opportunities
14.
coming down my way.
No, we know.
I don't know what else to say about
And what
this
did I
project.
tell you?
I
I told you the FBI was
am
around,
denied of this project.
and they
Once
came
again,
and
my
raided
name is
City
Guadalupe
Hall.
Solano. Thank you very
Well,
much.
you have to ask yourself why. The last FBI raid in this building was 11 years ago. We had a second FBI raid after that. And then there was a
Good morning.
third.
My name is Mitzi March,
Now,
and I am a historic preservation
I had to
consultant.
take and sue the
In
State
fact,
Bar of
I
California.
am the person
And on
who
Monday, their
shepherded
general
the
counsel spent an
nomination
hour and
through
45 minutes with
state
me on the phone.
nomination process.
And you know what they said?
It was mentioned
They
that
said,
the
we're going to file to
California
dismiss your
Historic
federal
Resources
lawsuit
Commission
against us
designated
because we
this
have
twice.
immunity.
That is true.
So the obvious
They
answer is
designated it and then
the
reaffirmed
State Bar of California is going to go to
parenthetically,
court and say if you work for them
a
or the government,
developer's
you can
attempt
commit
to
federal
bribe the commission.
crimes and you have immunity. Let's give them a
So
hand.
you can forgive us if we're a little skeptical.
See, that type of backward
hearings.
horseshit thinking is going to
That
have
being
to stop.
said,
Because
the
Jose
commission
Weezer has a
did
choice now.
designate and
Jose
affirm this
Weezer's
district.
nothing.
And
He's a punk fucking
it is no small
and that's
process
what I told the bar.
to
No,
meet
I didn't have a
the
problem with him.
qualifications
Jose
to become
Weezer
a
thinks he
California
has a
State
14-inch
Historic District.
cock, and he has a 2-inch
It is
stubble.
a long process.
He has nothing.
It
He's
is
a
a
fucking
complicated
nothing.
process.
Like Herb Wesson's a
and
fucking
not
nothing.
everything that gets nominated
Herb Wesson's
makes
a
it
nothing.
through.
The
This
problem
one
with this
did.
city is
Why?
Michael Fuhrer
Because it met a
and
very
his city
high
attorney
bar.
bar card holders that use bar licenses
I
and
was
court
among the
documents to
individuals
ratify
also
what
who met
you
with
do.
the-
That's the problem.
they were
If the
considered
bar takes their
consulting
tickets away,
architects,
the municipal corporation
Page and
has nobody to go in
We
and
had
lie
several
for them.
meetings in
Simple
their
as that.
office
That's why the city,
discuss
that's why the
this
state bar will
project
not handle
and its
this case
impacts,
through outside counsel.
and to try
The reason that
to
they can't hire
find
outside
ways
counsel is because they got to cover up all their
either
fraud
mitigate
and they
or
have to use
to
attorney-client
leave the historic
privilege.
district
You see how
alone
easy it is?
altogether.
And in the end of
And
the
in
day,
fact,
we
we
know
did
that
come
Kevin
up with an
James is a
alternative.
former federal prosecutor.
Unfortunately,
We
the
know since
developer
2013 that Kevin
has
has all the
decided to
dirt in this
simply
building on every
not
single
take
councilman,
that
including
path.
the homosexual mayor.
Could.
Did you know that our mayor
would
is
also
gay
require
and is
asking
actually
for
having a
some
homosexual
variances,
long-term relationship with another man?
but no more,
That's why
and
his kids
probably
aren't natural
significantly
born. That's
less
why
than
they're
what he is
adopted.
currently
see?
asking for
Because,
in
you
this
know,
laundry
you're married long
list
enough, you fuck, you
of-
have
of
kids, right?
exceptions.
Mr. Spindler,
So-
you haven't been on Public Works
I
issues
am.
the entire time,
It's
so
the entire
Yes,
building.
back to Public
the
Works.
EIR
Public Works
certainly
is nothing.
states that there are
What you guys got to realize
unmitigated,
is, and I'm telling you guys, there's only one of the
problems,
5 of you that's
and
clean.
that they cannot
you
be
gotta get
mitigated.
the fuck
That the
out of this
effects to
building.
this district
Save yourself. You
will-
know who
will
you are.
be the
The other
loss
4 of you,
of
Kevin's already
9
made his
buildings.
immunity
Or
agreement.
8 buildings
You're
if
in
you
trouble.
like. It's a
2 minutes.
distinction without a
Dr.
difference
Campos,
at
have we
that
cleared the
point.
desk?
Yes, you have.
Because
Then we are adjourned.
you have effectively eliminated half of a district, which means you have no district. In order to have a district, which